Hey, hello, and welcome to Prime Code Media. My name is Sana Mapena. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a favicon to a web page. Firstly, what is a favicon and why must I add it to my web page? Well, a favicon, which is also known as a bookmark icon, a website icon, or a URL icon, is a small image displayed next to a title in the address bar. As you can see, this blue arrow is pointing to a favicon of this google.com web page. Well, you can use an image of your choice as a favicon. For example, you can use your initials if it's a personal site, or a company logo if it's if it's a business website. I beg your pardon. If you prefer to create your own favicon, there are many online icon generators that you can make use of. One of those generators is called favicon.cc. So we are going to use the favicon.cc to create our own favicon. This is favicon.cc. This is the canva that we are going to use to create that favicon. As you can see right here on my right here, these are the tools that we are going to use to create our favicon. There's the color picker, you have the eraser here, you have a picker. A picker that you will use to pick up different colors if you want to have your favicon to have different shades, for example, and then this we will use to move our content on our canva. So once we are done creating our favicon, I am going to add this favicon to an HTML only web site that I created as part of my HTML for Beginners series. Please feel free to check out that series if you are joining us midway. I've already opened this website inside my browser. Let's check it out. Here it is. Let's just refresh to check if it's not breaking. Everything is working fine. So this is the website that I'll be using as part of our discussion of favicons. So I'm going to add the favicon that I am going to create using the favicon.cc website to this website. Now let's go to favicon.cc and create that favicon. I am going to create just a simple favicon, which is just going to be made up of my initials, SM for Sana Mapena. Let's start here. I'm going to use this default color. Okay, let me start here. The first thing I'm going to do is just to write my first initial as for Sana. Okay, maybe I should just start afresh. Before we even go any further, I think I should just admit that I am not that creative when it comes to these things. So let's do this. Okay, S for Sana. This is S. Okay, let's see. Okay, all right. I will just keep deleting what I think we do not need here. Okay, this is what this eraser is used for. Okay, okay. Let me write now M for Mapena. That's my surname. All right, let's do this. Okay. All right. Let me just try to bolden these two letters. Okay, like so. All right, and so. All right, I think that looks much better. So, okay, and also, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is how far my creativity goes. So I believe you can create much better favicons than I do. So if you've done yours and it looks much better than mine, I would like to see it. Please feel free to share it. I think I might do with some bit of inspiration. So please feel free to share. And yeah, so this is the favicon that I have created. Okay. Uh, I'm happy with it. I think for purposes of just showing how to add a favicon, this one will do. Okay, the next thing that you will also be able to do using favicon.cc is to view how your favicon will look once you have included it into your website. For example, you'll come here. This is the preview window. Let me just zoom in a bit. Now, here's how your favicon will look like when you are done. So, this is the great thing about the favicon.cc. So, you are able to see how the final product will look like once you've done everything that you are supposed to do in terms of adding the favicon to your web page. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to download this favicon. I'm going to come here and click download. It will download. As you can see here, it's downloaded. The next thing I am going to do is to cut and drop this favicon inside my personal website folder. This is my personal website folder. So I'm going to open it. Inside this personal website folder, I have another folder named the images. So this is where I'm going to drop my favicon. There we go. So I've renamed it Favi, and this is just a personal choice. Feel free not to rename it if you want to. So I have dropped that favicon that I have created inside my personal website folder. Now, the next thing that I need to do in order to have this favicon displayed here on my website, because as you can see right now, my website just has this globe icon as a favicon. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my index.html file inside my editor. Inside the head section of my website, I am going to add a link element. Okay, now this is the link element. I've added a link element. Now the rel attribute, where rel stands for relationship, specifies the relationship between this web page or this folder and the icon or the favicon. So the rel will be that of an icon. I'll put icon here. Now I'll come here, the href attribute. Now the href attribute, remember, specifies the location of the favicon. So the location of the favicon, remember, the first thing, the favicon is here. It's inside the images folder. Okay, we are going to put images first. This is the folder where our favicon is located, and then after that we are going to put the name of the file, which is favi.ico. Okay, so this is the value of our href attribute. So I'm just going to save my work here. The next thing, I'm going to go back to my browser, and then we'll see if we have successfully managed to add the favicon to our web page. Now let me refresh. There we go. We have now managed to add the favicon to our web page. So our web page now has a favicon. This favicon that we created using the favicon generator has replaced the previous default favicon, which was the globe icon, with this one. So to do this, we added this element here. After creating the favicon, we added this HTML link element here, and then we specified the relationship, which is that of an icon, and then we also included this href attribute, and we specified the location of the favicon, which is here inside our images folder, and the end result is that we have a favicon for our website. Now, your question might be that what if I don't want to go through the trouble of creating a favicon myself, and instead I want to use a logo? You can actually use a logo to as a favicon, but the first thing that you need to do is to convert that logo into a favicon. And to do that, there are a number of generators or favicon generators that you can make use of again, and one of those websites is called favicon.io. So to show you how to use this one, the first thing that we are going to do, I'm going to use a logo that I have created myself. Here is that logo, it's on my desktop. I am going to drag this logo into this web page. I'm going to drop it here where it says drag and drop your file here, and or click here to upload. So I have dropped this uh, logo here. The next thing, I'm going to download it. So as you can see, there's this zipped file here. So let's open this zipped file and see what's inside. Inside here, there is this logo in different sizes. The aim here is to ensure that the favicon is responsive regardless of the device the website is opened from. So if it's opened via Android, that will still be fine. If it's Apple, that will still be fine. So that is why you have different versions of the same favicon inside this zipped file. So the next thing that I am going to do, I am going to copy everything inside this zipped file, and I am going to take everything that is in here and then take it into my personal website folder. Inside here, I'm going to paste it inside my images folder right here. The next thing I am going to do, I am going to go back here, and then I need to copy these links here, and then copy these HTML links, and then I'm going to go to my index.html file, and then inside the head section, I'm going to paste all of them inside here, and then I'm going to delete the one that we used previously. Remember, we are now going to use a logo, so we are no longer going to make use of the favicon that we created ourselves. So that is why I'm removing that HTML link, and then I'm also going to come here and remove this favicon because we are no longer going to be using it. I'm moving it to trash. So now the thing that I also need to do is to make sure that the location of these images is specified correctly. Now I'm going to include images here. Why? Because all these images are inside the images folder. I'm going to include images. This is the only thing that I am going to change here. That is the location of these images. So I am going to save my work here and then go back to my website. This is the personal website. Remember, right now it still has that favicon that we created ourselves using the favicon.cc favicon generator. Now I am going to refresh so that we can see if we have been successful in terms of using a logo as a favicon. Let's refresh. There we go. Now we have managed to replace that favicon that we added earlier with a new one, which is a logo that we had. So this is a new favicon, and we managed to add this favicon by using a favicon generator, that is the dot favicon.io. The first thing that we did, we took our logo, we dragged our logo and dropped it inside here, and then we downloaded it. We scrolled down, we came here and copied all these links, and then we pasted these links inside the head section of our index.html page. And then I changed, I included the images folder for each and every one of these links. That is the location where these links are. And thereafter, I saved my work and then came back to my personal website and refreshed. And then there is the end result. We have a new favicon. So right now you might be asking yourself, then, why do I need a favicon? Well, back in the day, in the 1990s, a favicon was displayed when you were on a page that you had favorited. Okay, and that is why it is called a favicon. So, and this allowed the developers to know when a favicon was displayed on their web page, which meant that they could track how many people bookmarked their websites. But this is no longer the case these days, because now all web browsers display favicons, regardless of whether the website has been bookmarked or not. Favicons form a very important part of online branding these days. They make a website recognizable, which means users can easily identify it. It's also important for search engine optimization, or SEO, and also boosts the website's credibility, which is a great thing. With that, we've come to the end of this episode. In this episode, I explained what a favicon is, and I showed you how to create it with an icon generator. I also went further and showed you how to add it to your web page. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to click the bell icon to receive notifications when new videos come out. Let's code again next time. Take care. Bye bye.